Hi guys, this is Alexis with Reflections of a Bookaholic, and I'm here to talk about my 2019, that's this stack right here, planner setup, my planner stack. And I do kind of want to go over my 2018, which is this one right here, stack, to kind of compare it to, and I'll talk a little bit about why I have this many planners and why I need that for my day-to-day function. I'm going to start with 2018. It is very similar to 2019, so I feel like it's a natural flow, so I'm going to move this stack out of the way. So for 2018, the planner that you guys are most familiar with is the planner that I call my reflection planner. It's this planner right here. Okay, this is an Erin Condren Life Planner. I use this planner to plan and keep track of all the things that I actually did in a given day. Everything that when I'm putting it in the planner, it has already happened. So I use lots of stickers and I try to make it pretty, and I try to use the monthlies to keep track of things that Jacob says, does, his likes, wants, you know, funny things like that. And I do have a similar planner in place for 2019. So this planner I spent about 7 minutes a day with, and then that's it. This is actually the planner that I use the least, and it's the planner that you guys see the most. Then this was my 2018 main planner. It was an Inkwell Press Flex planner. I think it was Flex. Which one is the, just do a quick, like, lots of ink. This is what I call my main planner. So in this goes my hearings, my appointments, whatever my meal planning is, whatever movies, whatever book I'm reading, whatever Netflix list I have, my husband's schedule, my son's schedule. This is the broad overview and everything's in it. I'm an attorney, and oftentimes attorneys have clients and there's privileged information. So this planner, my main planner, never leaves my desk. It has everything in it, but it also has confidential information. So this stays in either my home office or usually my home office. Sometimes it goes to my office, but it usually stays in my home office on my desk. So because I never take it anywhere, but I often am visiting clients and have meetings and mediations and such, I do need to keep track of what my to-dos are and the things that I need to do when I'm not in my office, and that is where these two planners come into play. So for last year, I used a B6 planner from, this is upside down, the Planner Society. We got it in the 2017 kit. And for this one, I had a monthly planner from 1407 Planners, and that's the main function of this one. It was to keep track of monthly dates, mostly proposed dates. So as an attorney, I often get so many dates that everyone's available, and then I share which dates I'm available, and I wait to hear back from mediators or whoever. And because of that, one date or hearing might have like 5 proposed dates, and I write that in this planner. And when it becomes final, I erase the dates that we didn't pick and put it finalized in my main planner and on my Apple calendar, which I share with my husband. Also, I have my address book for contacts for when I'm on the go and not have access to my work phone, and therefore like the contacts. And then I have follow-up. I got this from 1407 Planners. This was basically while I was on the go, I would just like write down what I need to follow up or do, or things that just kind of came up in the moment. And then I use this last one to take notes. Not a lot of decoration, but still cutesy, still me. Again, 2018 setup, TN. And then this was my on-the-go, on-the-go planner for, it still has February in there. My on-the-go planner for when I'm working. I need to know what I have to keep up with my to-do list and take notes or things like that, but I don't want all my confidential information and all my family things. So I had an on-the-go main planner, just a mini one. I don't really flip out my setups very often, so when I set it up, it pretty much stays that way. So this was notes. My planning and these inserts. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but just things like that, just kind of on the go. I don't use it every week. It just depends on how much I was gonna be away from my desk. So that was 2018. I started off with the stack and just about ended with the stack. The only difference is I often switch out these covers, but at the end of 2018 I did switch to rings, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And that's 2018. For 2019 it's very similar. So these planners are for 2019 are a little less interesting because they're for the most part empty. But talk about this setup. So what I'll do is I will talk about each one and kind of flip through so you can kind of see it in case this is your first time seeing some of these planners. So I have A6 rings, a personal rings, my Erin Condren life planner, and an Inkwell Press bound classic. I think the classic is the horizontal. I have a feeling I've got the two switched. I'm not quite sure. So let's start with the life planner. I think that's the one everyone's most familiar with. So I'll do like a flip through, kind of flip through a few pages. You guys, I think, are familiar with it. But here's my cover. And I also, while I talk about these, I will tell you a little bit about my life. I've had some questions. So I am a family law attorney, and I specialize in child welfare law. So what that means is I represent everyone in a family, including minor children, though not at the same time. When I represent adults, it's very similar to what you think, kind of similar to what you see on TV. But when I represent children, instead of making them come to my office, I go to where they are, where they live or school or wherever I need to go. So my job requires a lot of travel. In addition, I own my firm, so I'm the boss, and I have to keep up with payrolls and administrative things, hiring, people taking vacations as an attorney, anything that I'm the lead attorney on, everything that gets filed, even if I didn't draft, I have to review and approve. So there's that aspect. So I'm travel, I'm in my office doing administrative, running payrolls, things like that. And I'm also a mom and wife, and so I don't have a set schedule. I don't work a set like 9 to 5. This is the first spread of the year. And because of that, I could really go kind of crazy. I can be a complete workaholic and never see my family because there's never, like, I'm never done. There's always something to do. Or I could do nothing and get really behind and never make any money and make my clients very unhappy. Because of the lack of structure and the ability to choose when and what I do, which clients I take, things like that, I really need a system in place to hold myself accountable. And that's why I need a planner that tells me what I'm actually doing and a planner that keeps up with what I should do. It can get kind of hard because as an attorney, emergencies come up and sometimes priorities change and things that my week might change from what I initially planned, and when I get to the end of the week, it looks like I've done nothing. So this reflection planner really helps me say, no, you did something. You were not chilling on a beach somewhere. You were putting out fires and you were working, and that's why you were away from your family and not seeing your son very much. And so this really helped me manage that feeling of inadequacy, and helped me manage my fear of failure. When I first started off planning high school, college, whatever, I only had one planner and that's all I needed. And I kind of lost my train of thought because people were calling my name. After I had my son, I mean, basically went before my son, I would just work in my office until my husband texted me and told me I had to come home like 10 o'clock. After I had my son, I went through some postpartum issues and my anxiety was off the roof. My stomach was always hurting and I was so afraid of failure. I was just immobilized. I couldn't do anything. So I definitely had to take a lot of time off, and I only worked part-time, and luckily I had a very supportive team at the time. But after seeking help and getting help, I really put some systems in place for me to manage my anxiety and have realistic expectations about how much I can get done in a day. And so a bigger planner system evolved over time. So talking about that, that was my reflection planner. Again, this year it will be very similar. And it's the planner I use the least, but the planner most people see the most. So for my main planner this year, I am using a bound inkwell press planner. So I essentially panicked. Oopsie. I panicked in December. Usually I have my planner stacked together by September. And come December, I didn't have a main planner. And I love the inkwell press system, but I cannot stand the inkwell press colors. And this is my third year with the inkwell press planner. So I panicked. This was on sale. It was 50% off. It was December, I think, and I ordered it. And I love the mission board. When I have inkwell press, when I first got an inkwell press planner, it completely changed my life, the system. I became more organized. I actually met my goals. I think it's one of the reasons why it was possible for my husband and I to get our house. There's so many things that I love about it, but I really hate that I can't stand the color schemes. And last year and the year before there was a purple, and purple's my favorite color, so I kind of was able to like make it through. But then this year in my panic, I just ordered it because it was kind of in my comfort zone. And then when I got it, I realized that there wasn't even a purple. So there's the green. I think I showed you this like coral color. Then there's this green color, and then flipping through there is this yellow color. Okay, I don't care what color the mission boards are. I think this is beautiful. This is completely fine with me. But this, I can't stand this, and I really dislike strongly the color yellow and the color green. So for this one to have yellow and 2 shades of green, like after the first week of planning, I pretty much wanted to get another planner. I just didn't think I could do it. I actually found like the planner world because I was looking for ways to cover up these boxes. The very first year I got inkwell press, and that was a rabbit hole. This year what I did was I used my Cricut and sticker paper and I measured out the boxes, and now I just cover them. I have like gray boxes, very simple, that I print out. I just cover them, and now I'm so happy and I can write over them. This will probably be my last year in inkwell press planner though, because I mean, if she's not gonna offer neutral, then honestly it's just wasting my time. And I just can't deal with it. It's too distracting. And I know it's superficial, but I just can't do it. I just can't. So I think I've shown you a few months and layouts and things like that. For my main planner, I am in a horizontal instead of a vertical this year. I'm usually in a horizontal. Last year I was in a vertical. When I am planning like big picture for everything, I'm not planning like in chronological order, because I have my husband's stuff, I have Jacob's stuff, I have church stuff, and it's not in chronological order. So that's why horizontal works better for me for my main planner. So the bound aspect of it makes it smaller, and I kind of like that, so I'm looking forward to it being smaller, but I'm not convinced that these pages aren't going to start coming apart, so we'll see. The other thing that I don't like about the bound planner is there's no pocket to put anything in. I might have to put one in. We'll see. And that's it. Oh, well, I guess I can show you the back pages. So we've got the 2020 notes pages, in case you haven't seen one of these. I have my shows to watch. These are my typical shows. When I work, I watch shows. It has to be, it's like background. I can't watch anything that you have to really focus on, but stuff I can hear and kind of pay attention when necessary. It's why I don't work in my main office that much, because my team really find it distracting and they hate that I watch like Netflix, or maybe they just really don't like me to be there because then they can do what I want when I'm not there. Either way, they're really annoyed when I come into the office. And I don't really care. As long as they get their work done, I don't care. The job is stressful enough. Also, speaking of stress, my job is emotionally draining. It's stressful. It's, you know, people burn out. It's attorney stuff, all that other stuff. On top of the normal attorney stress, it's emotionally draining. So I also try really hard to make time for my hobbies and my fun things. And that is one of the reasons why I love to decorate my planners. And I love to read. And I have a book blog that's kind of stagnant because I don't know what direction I'm going in. So for my on-the-go planner this year, I am in A6 rings. Although I was in a B6 ring planner last year, well, TN last year. No, okay, let me start over. Last year, because I showed you, I was in a B6 TN. I find there's more room in those, but that was not my size of choice. A6 was my size of choice. So when I discovered A6 rings, I had to give it a try. And so for this year, I switched over to rings. Rings are bigger, like big picture bigger, and you have less room to write because of the rings. I think TNs are better in a lot of ways, but I love the ability to just kind of hole punch and stick things in. TNs are, I think, easier to have things when they're not double-sided, I think. But rings are just kind of what I'm into right now. I don't think they're horribly efficient at all. And when I get into trial, I have a bunch of trials coming up, I'm gonna appreciate the rings because they lay flat. This actually the only reason why, I mean, aside from that, I think they're kind of fun and new for me, and therefore just fun to decorate. The fact that they lay flat, like if I am in a hearing and I'm asking questions, I don't want to have to hold it open or lose my spot if I forget and it flips around. So the main reason I started considering rings was because I had 3 back-to-back trials last year with no breaks, and the TN system that I was in did not work for that. And that what I have individual traveler's notebooks for other aspects of my life, like my devotion, I have a trial notebook, I have a jury trial notebook, things like that. And the traveler's notebook, the TN, did not work for that. So I knew that I needed to give rings a try. And then there's just so many different fun things about rings, so that even though it's not horribly efficient really, I'm enjoying them. If I change out of rings in the middle of the year, it'll be the same system, but just in a TN, more than likely. So just kind of flipping through this a little bit. And this is my on-the-go planner. The only difference between this planner and last year is that my monthly, which is the beginning, my monthly and my like on the go is in the same planner instead of having 2 separate planners this year. And I don't have a place for contacts. I'm not carrying those around with me this year. And I'm just arbitrary with my flip, I guess. I don't have my contacts and things like that with me. I do have notes with me as a place for notes, but I do not have a separate monthly. So truthfully, this is kind of the end of my planner system. I have one more planner, but I don't even know if it counts as part of my planner system yet. I'm still trying to figure that out, and I've been practicing my lettering. And if you've been watching my Plan With Me's, you can see that my lettering has improved so much, and it's because I'm actually practicing. And that's it. This is a Vanderspec A6 rings. I also have a Gilio A6, and I will switch back and forth between the two this year. So there we go for the second part. And the last part of my 2019 is my personal rings. This is likely to go into a tan sooner rather than later. But for now, look at this gorgeousness. Like, how adorable is this kid? I am not biased at all. So I got the personal in a mystery sale because I was trying to figure out a new system for a trial, because I have my big binders, but I need something smaller and quicker. And then when I got it, I've just been putting other inserts in it, and it's just evolved into something else. But if I go to trial, I'll probably have to take all this stuff out because I need it for trial more. This is from Planner Press. So this planner, look at this, clearly he's adorable. In this planner I mainly list things. So how this has to do with my 2019 system is very minor, actually. So in this planner, this is actually the first thing I pull out. I make a list of everything that I need to do for all my clients. And then I take this list and I look at my week and what hearings I have set in my main planner, and then I fill in the areas, things I need to do, prioritize, all that other stuff. And that's it for this planner. I put it away. And then at the end of the week, I check everything off so that I can get ready and make the list for the next week. That's all I use this for. So I don't know that this really counts as part of my planner system. It also has like, it also has before I switch, I have some notes here. I've got meal prep and meal planning here. Online purchases and like media, because I really do want to, my blog is just something that's always in the back of my mind. And my list of things, I have various lists of shops I want to try, wish lists, things like that. And then getting ready to plan Jacob's 4th birthday party. And then I have an insert to plan a vacation. Really want to plan a trip to Disney or Harry Potter World. More Harry Potter World, but I feel like I need to plan a trip to Disney instead. And then this is the beginning of a trial notebook. So this is what the intent was, and it's just evolved because I kept seeing cute inserts and buying them and just kind of enjoying. And that's it for 2019. Before I wrap up, I kind of want to share with you where things started and where I came from, because if you are planning and you need a more extensive system than one planner, that doesn't mean you need all of this. Okay, you can, and it's fun if you can keep up. If it's not stressful for you, you absolutely can have all of this. But if you're needing some solutions, but you don't want all of that, I do want to tell you where I started. So my first, before 2019, before 2017, right before that, I had the same needs but a different setup. So what I did was I had this as what do you call this little notebook. and I would just use each page every day. And this would be where I would do my reflection, what goes in my reflection planner. So I would write down everything I did, do ratings. This came from the Equal Press website. I still like this, but I didn't enjoy doing it. So if you notice, when you look at accomplishments, ratings, how do you feel, priorities, gratitude, and then tomorrow's actions, this is actually everything that goes in my reflection planner, even especially the gratitude. But I wasn't doing it. And I find that in my Erin Condren life planner, I enjoy doing it because of the stickers and the layout and kind of this big picture at the end of the week. So this is something very easy. You can either buy or recreate what fits you. So if you need something like that to reflect and manage your stress, you don't have to get a life planner or any planner. This works just fine. The other thing that I did was, instead of having an everyday planner, I had a Erin Condren monthly deluxe planner, and it was what I basically used my monthly planner for. And so each day I would fill this out and paper clip it to the day in the month, and I would just carry it around. And that was my everyday planner. So the only planner I had was my monthly Erin Condren and then my Inkwell Press main planner. And then I had these to handle the other issues. I moved from this because when I wasn't getting everything done on the task list because of things coming up or whatever, I started losing this. And then it was like I had Monday but not Tuesday, and Tuesday I knew there were things that I didn't get done, and it just became a bunch of papers, loose papers all over the place, and it drove me crazy. So I had to switch to something else, a little more systematic. But again, if you need different systems, it doesn't have to be planners. I just happen to like them. So with that, again, these is my lineup for 2019. It won't change much. The covers might change for these two, and that's about it. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. If you have any thoughts, over the top, maybe, but I like it. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.